archaeologists. I'm the Johnstruct. Welcome to the proximity. I'm having a Final Fantasy XVI adventure. I believe I'm about to end it. We're going to continue our game, of course. And hide this nonsense. You don't need to know this. There is a Contemporary King over there. He kicked my ass. I thought I was going to kill him. He killed me. He was on his last sliver of health. Instead of healing, I went, ah! It was the last thing at night, though. Because, yeah, I was going to play a different game. And then I went to bed. And then I slept for 10 hours. I am planning on having a very busy day today. I'm going to complete this game. I'm going to play the Alan Wake DLC, all of them. Which, hello dog. Maybe paint a wall. Maybe shave my beard. I'm going to cook a couple of meals. Because I've got to go for all the food from HelloFresh. It's going to be a very busy day. It is midday already. We'll see what happens. We'll see if my plans... and maybe I'll play some Elden Ring as well, you know. If I find enough... If I find enough time. Where is he? You know what I'm gonna do? The problem with that wind is I can't fucking see anything. We're gonna not waste all our abilities. No, I fucking did it again. Fuck. He just teleports away. Prick. Again, he's really good at fucking dodging that stuff, actually, isn't he? I want that good start on him. And I need to burn these at the start. Motherfucker, he just sees that. Just decides to fuck off. Why are you over there, Contemporary King? Not everyone's grudge, it's my grudge. Damn it, purple just turned up. think that's what makes that powerful, is it pauses it as well. Yeah, it's like this was designed for them. Don't you fuck off. There we go. Got some delicious notched tang. For Tombury, the creature driven by its pure unadulterated hate for those who have slain his brethren, a sharp blade is ultimately a gauge of his commitment. The more honed its edge, the more honed the killer's intent. Obtained by defeating the Tombury King.
It's done. Which means the curse should be broken. Let's see.
Yes, let's. I could have waited. It literally had a countdown timer.
Is it done then?
Is it done? Shouldn't you know?
Yes. I was going to ask if there had been any change in Talor's condition, but judging by that smile on your face,
Oh, fair
I think
enough.
I already know the answer.
You do?
You do?
Talor!
It's Gerald Cole.
Thank you, my lord. I can never repay you for everything you've done for me. I owe you my life.
I'm just glad the curse is lifted. There is one thing I'd like to know, though. If you don't mind my asking. What made you seek the Tombury's help in the first place?
Oh, that, well, you deserve to know. It was years ago now, back in my trading days. The Sons of Greek arrested me in Oriflamme, chained me up in a lightless cell with a great sword hung over my head, ready to fall if I didn't confess. Though they never said to what. I didn't, of course. So eventually they just let me go. And I never told a soul. Tried to forget it ever happened. And then you came along and the sight of your sword brought it all flooding back.
Is that the sword on the front cover of one of the games?
I thought that if I gave my old chain to the Tomburys, maybe they could take all that pain away. All that anger. But it only made it worse.
Oriflamme has fallen. And the men who tortured you likely fell with it.
If only I'd known, I might have spared everyone a lot of trouble. I'd convinced myself that you were like them, that all outsiders were the same, but you're not. Far from it. Thank you, son. Thank you.
Push away. Is that because they keep getting wet and they're like, oh no, there's too much water, ah!
Clive, there's something I need to tell you. After we parted ways on the path to the cloak, I went straight back to Talor and explained to him what you were doing on his behalf. And just like that, his pain began to fade.
What do you mean? Just like that?
Before I killed the Tombury
King
King.
would have still been alive. I had to contend with dozens of his minions before I found him.
Actually, I sort of ran past most of them.
Perhaps one of them warned him of your coming and he broke off his ritual. Or perhaps knowing that an outsider was fighting for him was what lifted the weight from Talor's heart. I know from experience that many illnesses are not wholly physical, but of the spirit, at least in part.
Was there ever really a curse then? Or was Talor simply suffering from the
So we just killed some innocent Tomburys.
the guilt of what he'd done?
I mean,
For all the difference it makes. I suppose we'll never know.
Maybe not. But this much I do know.
I do know.
Your strength and your selflessness that healed his heart in the end.
I'll be sure to tell my healer friend when I get home.
Orichalcum. There was a time when orichalcum was so abundant that it was used in everything: armor, weapons, coins, and cutlery. However, when the twins' only orichalcum mine was finally exhausted, trading price of the noble metal increased tenfold, causing people to hoard whatever they had and ultimately make it rarer than even adamantite. That's one down. My cup of tea.
Is that the hunter?
No, it's some wyrite. It's really easy to get. Oh, hang on, that might be the hunter. Yes, you a hunter? Have you been seasoned?
It's you. Nasef's savior.
Are you all right? What happened?
What happened?
I was tracking an ibex when a great spout of water struck me square in the back. Sent me flying all the way across the clearing.
Did you see what made it?
Oh yes.
No. All I heard was a noise.
Will it be an
An
Ochu?
ear-splitting din.
No, it would be a tortoise.
Might this be the culprit? Leave him to us.
That's just a normal enemy.
You've caused enough trouble.
I don't think it was this. I still think it was Nochu. Again, I think we killed an innocent tortoise there. Yeah.
Well, that wasn't too bad.
Aww.
Hardly a threat to the village, but you can't blame the boy for being scared.
You made that look a lot easier than it was.
Do you think that was the beast which attacked you?
Well, how did he spray water?
Not a chance. Would have heard it coming a league away. And the blast of water that hit me was beyond anything an Archelon can manage.
Oh. A boy from the village sent me in search of a beast that could conjure such things, but...
That's it. That's the noise I heard. Sounded like it came from the ruins.
Oh, he's ruined them.
You head back to Haven and see a healer.
Yeah, this sword looks like looks very old. It looks like it was drawn by... I'm really terrible at remembering the guy's name. The original artist for Final Fantasy. Like a Final Fantasy 2 sword or something. It's in that style. I'd have to look it up though. Oh, I like that it's not anywhere. That's grand. Let's buy some potions. We need some times for our spells to regenerate anyway. Moving through the water. The child is safe.
That's him. The one who's safe.
When you've decided what you want, just let me know. Well, if you're sure you need it, may it serve you well. Here you are. May it serve you well. I'll be here.
Why are you so nervous about selling potions? Where's the shield go? Oh, there it is.
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
I don't have any of that stuff. Ah, cool. I can improve my Minwu waist cloth. I'm guessing it's a Final Fantasy 2 sword because Minwu's Final Fantasy 2.
Well, that too, yeah. Done.
Missing something, aren't I? Tombury knife. There you go. Some fool's gold and some aqueous membrane. Well, I feel like I'm... Oh, that's a really cool weapon to leave you with as well. Weaker damage by a lot. Well, by 60. But fucking the stagger on it is amazing. Christ. It's a shame I have no one to use it against. I guess that's what hard mode's for. Yeah, so I might want to play this on hard mode, you know?
But how do I know the lad won't summon another flood?
Get it, boy.
We don't.
We don't.
We'd better not give him cause to, had we?
Falling down the water.
Guess we're all ready.
You're having a banana, eating a banana. Where is my banana? You ate my banana. There's a song about banana. I hope you do enjoy it. Oh.
These will do nicely.
Yeah, use it to knock them back, and then you can do that.
Add it to the list. Return to the sea, and to the clouds rise again.
We have our bait then. What next?
Next, we pay a visit to the Dark Gate to pick some local weed. It'll help disguise our scent.
I resist the urge to do an accent. There we go. Well, they shut the gate.
There should be a sprig or two of local weed growing somewhere around here. Look for the golden leaves.
I see them.
Is this it?
Aye, that's the stuff. Crush the leaves between your fingertips and rub them on your clothes.
If you insist.
All that happened off screen.
You could have warned me about the smell.
Like corruption, isn't it? We'll have an honor guard of flies before long. But it'll stop the Givra from noticing us. Its nose will tell it we're nothing but a feast for worms.
Oh, I feel so much better.
We can wash it off afterwards. If there's one good thing about the Givra choosing the ruins for its hunting ground, it's that there's plenty of fresh water nearby.
Yeah, and there's a monster that shoots at us.
Where should we lay the bait?
Givras are creatures of habit. Look for some sign of its passing. It's sure to return to the same place sooner or later.
Says I'm on one.
Thanks, Gal. Fresh kill.
But not a Givras. The wounds are too clean, too small.
I picked up 6 shark fangs.
These look like a predator's tracks. You can clearly make out the claws.
And not just any claws. These belong to a Givra. There's no mistaking them.
Yay!
We'll lay the bait here.
Let's hope our friend is hungry. Still no sign.
Patience, Clive. Hunting's not something you can rush.
Have you stalked these beasts before?
Once. Givras are fast, so the job called for a bearer. But even with my knack, it was a close-run thing.
Not many leaders would take such risks for their people.
Says the man who battled an icon to save a boy he barely knew.
Well, everyone barely knew it was a
It is
baby.
the way of the moats of water to use what gifts we've been given for the good of all. And I gather it's your way too.
It was Sid, the man whose name I bear. He fought for his people and their future with every fiber of his being. I'm just following in his footsteps. In many ways, you remind me of him.
Me? You're confusing daring with desperation. Quiet. Something's coming.
It's the Diamond Givra. This is the wyvern, isn't it?
Our guest has finally...
Why doesn't it show me the monsters? What's this got to do with Ultima? Oh, corner of Valisthea was once home to the thousands of northerners, maintained an expansive religious complex dedicated to the worship of Shiva, following a failed attempt to devise and conjure a spell that would prevent the Mother Crystal Drake's Eye from cracking. Okay, yeah, I know all this already. So we just have to... Yeah. Do you like the symbol though?
Arrived.
Shall we greet him?
It'd be rude not to.
I can't remember why we decided to do this.
Don't let it escape.
Slay the enemy. I'm hurt, Torgal. That was Toggle's win. There's a Dragon Talon.
You weren't exaggerating when you said they were dangerous.
They're forces of nature, all right. And with this one's passing, the river of life has calmed.
The river of life has a powerful beat, with a rhythm in their fingers and a rhythm in their feet. No, that's rhythm, isn't it? Not river.
O roaring torrent, son of storms, may your spirit run free in the open ocean. This flesh I claim, that your gifts might rain down upon us this day, and our river flow in spate once more.
Fucking hell, that song I just quoted is like from when I was like 12. I don't think I've actually encountered that song since after that. It's just stayed in my head all this time. I mean, it's a famous song, I get it,
Let's
but
return to the village.
I probably have.
Turn to your miller before it spoils.
But also, I could just do the other quests. That's fine. I've got to hold it down. I have to teleport to those places anyway, it doesn't really matter. I might as well just hand it in.
Tributary, my lord. Did all proceed as planned?
It did. Here.
Ah.
One Geaver tongue, as promised.
For centuries, people had offered brewed teas made of the tongue of the Geaver to cure myriad ailments, both body and mind, much to the chagrin of the region's Geaverers, who rarely survived the removal process. But sometimes do, apparently.
Oh, thank you. I shall add it to the broth at once. By your leave, tributary.
If there is anything else that we can do to help, you need only ask.
No, no. You've already done more for my family than I can ever repay.
Just as you have, Clive, for my family. I only regret that I have nothing to offer you in return but my gratitude.
It's more than enough. Besides, I'm no less grateful to you.
For what?
For welcoming my friends and I into your midst. For showing us how your people live. For reminding me that the world we strive to create, where bearers can live alongside their fellow men in peace and comfort, is no mere fantasy.
I'd hardly call it comfort. Every day is a struggle. Though we do at least struggle together, it's true.
As must we all. I only ask that you remember the cost of using your gifts as a bearer. I know that you feel it's your duty to do whatever you can to help your people. But you have a child to think about now. And Wallis has lost enough.
I shall bear that in mind.
That's all I ask. Oh, and if there is anything else that we can do to help, well, you know.
Thank you. Truly.
Quest is complete. There's our experience. I don't know if 4,000 is enough to get what I want, but we do have Affliction of Darkness. So if it takes away your abilities during the game, your abilities, when you replay it, oh, there's more quests. thought I was done. I mean, I know I've not finished 2 quests, but I wasn't collecting more quests.
No, it has to be him.
What has to be who?
If you
What?
were
Eavesdropping.
Asking.
It's not your asking, I mind. It's my explaining. But I don't see any other way around it. You see, when a baby is born here, we hold a ceremony to welcome them. The rite of immersion, we call it. But I don't know whether Walius was ever afforded that courtesy. What is abundantly clear, though, is that my ancestors never welcomed him as one of us. And I want to change that. The problem is, the ceremony requires 3 ministrators, the baby's parents and a witness. As tributary, the role of witness would normally fall to me, but being Walius's closest living relative, I must play the role of mother.
Sure.
So you want me to serve as witness in your stead?
That's right. A witness must be a trusty guardian, ready to steer the child through the stormy waters of life and on to tranquility. Which is why I thought of you.
And I'll give you $10,000. It would be my honor.
It would be my honor.
Thank you, Clive.
So, if you will serve as mother and I as witness, who will take on the father's role?
I have a younger brother. He should be making ready for the rite as we speak, though whether he is or not. Let me introduce you.
Please do. If he's anything like his sister, I'm sure we'll get on famously.
I'll bid him come to the Witten Hall. Will you wait for us there?
Gladly.
Right, I'll do that last because it seems like the end of the game, like the story quest, if that makes any sense. I could be wrong about that, though. They might send me out here again and I'll be really annoyed. We haven't been here yet, so... I sense that's, I guess, where that's going to go, but also, you know, teleports. Oh no, we need some fish eyes. Clive, grab us some fish eyes. Okay.
Good girl.
Yep, I managed to fail to go down a path. There we go.
This should be the path to Witchdrop.
Witchdrop?
Toggle. And here's our welcoming party.
That guy's bigger. Did he just knock me out of that special ability? It's an anger grips. I might have gone overkill on the angry grips.
Looks like that's the last of them. Now, where's the grave?
Inspect the fucking grave.
This must be it.
My lord,
My lady.
thank you for making the path safe again.
He's a... Was that her name?
It's the same as Final Fantasy 16.
Yes.
14.
Hardly the most fitting tribute for a dominant, is it? A rough-hewn stone with naught but a given name engraved on it.
Jotei's in
But
14
my
as well.
ancestors had only been here a matter of weeks when she passed. Every day was a struggle to survive. They had neither the time nor the energy to devote to a more elaborate memorial. Yet they spared what they could to grant her wish, that even in death she might continue to watch over her home.
That's nice.
She lived down there then? In the ruins?
That's right. They were once the living quarters for those who served up in the temple. When the Northern Thanes sent her here to weave her spell, this was where she and her retinue stayed. There were priests, handmaidens, and a knight sworn to shield her from harm.
It's weird to think that things people take from 14, because
Of course, they were
14
all
takes
gone
from
by the time
everywhere
my
else.
ancestors arrived, fled or dead.
Is
in a
Jotei
western
from 12 or from 14? I know she's a
What was
rabbit.
he to say? Who remained till the end. Alone.
Indeed. At least, that is the story as it's been handed down in Haven. But there is an epilogue to the tale. One known only to Lady Shula and myself.
Sorry, I've got allergies. It makes
Some
my chin
years
itchy.
after Issei's passing, you see, my grandmother came here to tend the grave and found a stranger kneeling before it. A knight, dressed head to toe in plate.
Timekeeper?
She asked of him who he was and whence he had come, but received no answer. The only words he spoke were, "Tell me true, whose grave is this?" So she told him of how her people had met and cared for Issei, and how she had died. His only reaction was to stare up at the air of hours in silence. Then he left, never to be seen again.
You said he was wearing plate. Was it black and gold?
Do you know something of him?
When we went up to the Air of Hours to unravel the spell, we were set upon by a shade in the shape of a knight in full plate. It manifested in front of the Vare, and in its ether, I felt Shiva, the witch.
You think this may have been the same man my great-grandmother met? Issei's knight?
I don't know. Maybe. All I can say for sure is it was intent on protecting her creation.
Or perhaps her spirit? What remained of her ether, preserved in the Vare? Perhaps his spirit too became enraveled in her spell, frozen in an eternal vigil.
Till we ended it.
If the shade you fought was Issei's knight, then ending it was the greatest gift you could have given him. Now he can return to the sea, to be with his lady once more. And if his spirit should ever return here to visit her grave, I shall ask his name, that I might carve it in the stone next to hers.
That they might be together. Once and for all.
So I'm thinking of they've got to make another Final Fantasy, right? And there is a Snow Queen in that game. It's a one of those yokai. There's the silver penning. Its surface is so time-worn as to render any markings indistinguishable. We may never know when or by whom this ancient silver coin was minted. However, considering the gill had been in circulation since the advent of the children's film's current calendar, the price is quite possibly over 1,000 winters old. The piece, even so. And people have noticed that her model is not in where it should be in the previous games, because there's I think she's just called Snow in Final Fantasy VII, the original, but like her model is used, and she's one of the monsters that wasn't where they would have been, the color palette swap. And it occurs to me now that this is twice they've done a story of like a snow and ice queen type thing. So I'm curious if they're going to revisit Shiva. Because that kind of would make sense, right? Like, we found a bunch... In the first game, we've just found a bunch of summons that just don't really exist for any reason. And in the second Final Fantasy VII, they go, oh, well, no, actually, all these summons have extra context. So I'm curious as if they will bring back the original summons, because you've got no reason to use them, right? And then, like, add context to them? And if they do that, you know, so we'll get like a new version of Shiva and a new version of Ifrit, say. Now, also there'll be like Hades. Oh, hang on, we're not done. Oh, we can't go there. Fuck. Let me get down there. Let me jump. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any obvious places for Ifrit to go. Because if they do a Shiva, they'll do Ifrit as well, right? They like to make them two extra important because they're like the classic two that's been there from the beginning.
What do we have here?
Dead crabs.
Be safe.
We're looking for a water beast. An Uchu or something. Delicious crab meat.
Something's been busy.
Something's been pissy.
Whatever this creature is, it's out for blood. But it's not having ours. Stay close, Torgal.
No, I don't have the axe lady with me anymore, do I?
Where
Oh, we have
are
those
you?
two instead. Where are you? Oh, is it a magical water thing? Oh, it's just one of those things. It's Salaus.
Another fragment of Walius' rage. I should have known. Time to put you to bed too.
The fuck? Well, thank you just for moving my camera like that. Toggle them all, it hurts. Why does that fall out? What the fuck? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, I'm just blind. Fuck. Fuck. Every time it does that, it does it while I'm on the ground. It needs to change the phase properly. I'm really grumpy. I'm always on the ground and unprepared to do the walking bit. Like, put me in that phase and then I'll do it. But like... Torkel.